I'm in a first grade classroom in the A wing. You can see the kinder playground. You can see how the state by the window. And then down here we have a shelving unit that goes to the exterior wall, opens here. You can see the insulation through it, and has an electrical plug, which just the teacher decided not to use just for safety reasons. That doesn't feel very safe. This is the bathroom in the A wing for our preschool students. It is not ADA compliant. You cannot fit a wheelchair through. It also has sinks that are at the level for an elementary, not for preschool. So they need to be lowered to be appropriate for preschool grade, and honestly should be in a classroom for preschool or kinder. We're in a first grade classroom in the A wing. You can see the windows and how they're supposed to angle, and yet often they yank completely out like this and don't shut actually completely or seal correctly, but they're not actually supposed to pull out in that way. This is also a very common water stain you'll see in the ceilings of our A and B wing. This is in the A wing, first grade, for our water that is constantly leaking into the classroom. This is an exterior door into a bathroom. It's not used for the bathroom, it's locked, but you can see the shape of the door, and even down here at the concrete level, how everything is torn away. And going over here to the side of the A wing, you can see ripped away in the shape of this wall. A7, you can see the dry rot completely on the wood here. There's been dry rot for years on these sides. They're metal covers. That was the solution. We don't know how deep the dry rot goes, but they have now put metal covers over it. And but clearly the dry rot continues throughout so much of it. Here's another exterior door to a bathroom. This was kicked in, so there's just a piece of wood covering it from the other side. I'm still in the A wing. I'm outside. This is some of the covered walkway. Many parents who've been here a long time will remember that there's always been dry rot. The solution to that dry rot has been these boards put over the existing dry rot. The dry rot was not ripped out. And it just diverts the water to the places that didn't need the boards, but likely in a year or two will. But you can see that these boards continue. So this is concrete right outside of the preschool area where we do and can have children in wheelchairs. We have a lot of dips. We're not really sure why this concrete is different here, but you can see the dips and breaks in the concrete. They continue over here. This is in the A wing, one of the covers. You can see the patch that they did on the drywall, but didn't make it quite to the end, which still has major. This is our main walkway coming into the school, and you can see the cracked concrete, the dips in the concrete, all right here in the main entry into the school. So that's the window frame that's being tapped. You can see how well it's doing keeping the water out there. You can see all the brown spots. That is rust on the metal frames around the window. Okay, we're in the NPR now. You can see cracks in the tiles of the floor. I'm going to show you the occupancy for NPR. 571 people for an assembly, 266 for dining. Our numbers are a little down this year in the 800s, but often, and in the past several years, we've been over 900 students at this school, usually around between 900 and 940. Still in the NPR, here's just some more cracks in our tiles. Divots, hard to show in the video, but as you walk you feel divots all along the floor. So this is the back of the NPR. These curtains, we're not really sure how old they are. You can see a few little pinholes of light showing through, but at the bottom there used to be a hem. You can see the discoloration. That is the hem that's pulled out and is just along the ground. We're not sure staining, mold, what exactly is along the entire bottom of this, but this is where your child eats lunch in the NPR. This is the back door for the NPR. You can see there's this thing that shoots out. It has no purpose. There's no way to get up there, but what it does is it does not allow us to have a full court basketball court. You have one drawn actually on here, so for indoor recess, but you cannot actually put a basketball net at the end because of that. These are the stairs up to the stage in the NPR. You can see how they're worn away. You can also see this is a large crack in the step as I go up. All right, this is behind a curtain on the stage because there is no place for storage of items. And so everything has to go right here and just be hid behind a curtain. If you go up to the ceiling, you will see, again, I'm in the NPR, I'm on the stage, what the ceiling looks like in the NPR. And this here is one of the walls of the NPR. You can see how it's torn up. You can see the lack of baseboards. Here's the front of the stage. You can see there's just a random hole here. No cover on it. A little wire in there as you look out the rest of the NPR. All right, as we're leaving the NPR, we did notice this gem down here. You can see all of the, in addition to not having the baseboard, all the drywall has been kicked away and it just goes back to the stud. So we're now in the B wing. We're in a second grade classroom. You can see here in the corner the ceiling tile. You can see the wires going through. It doesn't go all the way. This is the classroom that has leaked, and actually the ceiling did cave in a couple years ago. You've got holes in the ceiling tiles here. All right, we're in a second grade classroom that's air conditioning has been out for a few weeks here. You can see the units that it was replaced with. I don't know if you can hear the sound, but imagine you're the children sitting here, and that's the sound that you can hear, and probably not your teacher way at the front of the room. Also, if you look closely at this, even though it's running, you can see it's 88 degrees in this room right now. So this is the smart board in a second grade classroom in the B wing. So the teacher just sort of leans down and hopes that it will work. So at the air conditioning unit, if you take it off, the district has promised MERV 13 in all classrooms. This is a piece of foam that is the filtration for this classroom in the portable air conditioning units. And you can see how it all is coming out through the attic space as well, the heat into the classroom. We're in the B wing. These are the wood planters in the middle here. You can see what shape this wood is. These are just, whew, splinters are waiting to happen. I'm in the B wing, and this is one of the entry doors. You can see how it's warped getting up here. And so this piece should not be loose, but it is. And so the door won't actually shut without a lot of pressure, and actually has caused injury to a teacher as they've had to try to pull it using manually the finger. You can also see some of the weather stripping is missing there. You can see the shape of the wood here on the outside. Going in, there's cabinets here, no handles for the cabinets. As we look up at the ceiling tile up here, you can see the shape of the ceiling tiles. You can see the stains on them. So this is a smart board in one of our classrooms in the B wing, and you can see you have to lift it up, but it won't stay. It just falls. It's missing something, and so then it just rests on this table that was put here, so that you have this big piece sticking out of the smart board that the kids have to look over. This is the corridor down to the NPR from the B wing. You can see the metal posts that hold these up and the shape of pretty much all of these posts as the paint is worn away, rust starting to settle in. This is the teacher lounge / copy room. You can see they have to have both the balls from recess, the copying, and their area to eat all in one room. They used to have a separate room, but that had leaking issues and asbestos, and they decided it was better to have this here and convert it so they would have one flex room here at the school. Some more dry rot on the overhead pieces right outside of the front office. Lots of cracks in the concrete, lots of uneven places, easy trip hazards that your foot catches on.